Hi everybody. I would love to share with you about the experience I had with Bobbi Vogel when she came to visit myself, my family, and my horses. It was absolutely transformative, kind of like being hit with a loving truth lightning bolt. Bobbi has a very special ability to unapologetically speak to the truth of things and with a whole lot of love behind it. And I brought her to meet my horses, told her nothing about them, and she was able to understand their inner dynamics, just like it was having a conversation with another person. She just started talking to all of them and helping me to understand some intricacies that I had no idea even existed. And I watched my horses respond to her communications right before my eyes. And the primary event that happened that stood out to me, everything was powerful. And my life is different since I've met her. A profound transformation has occurred through the illumination and the awareness that she brought to myself and my family and my herd. And one of my horses has a serious history of abuse and brutality, and she picked up on that. And while she spoke about it to me, he got more and more what looked like almost in the human sense ashamed or withdrawn, or he just looked very vulnerable. And he was eating his hay at the time when she was speaking to this, and he's never ever left his hay. And while she was speaking very beautifully and compassionately to me about it, he brought his head up, and it was almost as if he just couldn't talk about it anymore. And then he walked over to another pen and faced the wall and put his head down as if he were ashamed, turned his back to us. And I couldn't believe my eyes. And then I watched Bobbi go over to him and say, "Hey, it's okay. It's all right. You're all right. You don't have to be ashamed." And I couldn't believe that it ran that deep, and I couldn't believe that he left his hay, and I couldn't believe how much he was carrying that I didn't see, that I didn't even know existed. And she was able to speak to him about it. And she's like, "Go talk to him." So I went and talked to him, and I told him, "It's okay. You can come back. I see you. You're all right. Don't feel ashamed." And he received that, brought his head back up, and he came back over and started eating his hay again. And this behavior from him also occurred in around the time where she was also quietly whispering to me that my alpha mare was really the boss, but she let him think he was the boss. So I would imagine it might have been both of those events, but what became clear was this really strong, powerful, what people see as very dominant gelding actually was a very sensitive little boy who needed my holding. And so I told him, "I will protect you from the energy." He didn't like certain energies around the barn. So I told him, "I will protect you. I've got you, and you're my little boy, and I'm the alpha, and I will take care of this space." And this is through Bobbi's guidance. And since I've done that, I have a different horse, because he was withdrawn from me for quite a while since I got a new gelding I was working with, and he wasn't getting the attention he needed, and I didn't realize how deep it ran. And so every day I check in with him and I tell him that I've got him and I hear him. We heard his message. And since then, I have my horse back. And, Bobbi does amazing work with humans, but she also has tremendous gifts for these horses. So I highly recommend reaching out to her if you want to deepen your connection to your horse and yourself.